Ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the National Night Out with Chief of Police of Hopkinton Police, Edward Lee. How many years have you been doing this?
Well, this will be the fifth year that we've had this event, and started when I got here. The main worker who puts this whole thing together is Officer Steve Buckley. He does an outstanding job getting volunteers to help us out with vendors and food and the jumpies and everything else. Everything's donated, and then you have a lot of, course, organizations that are here to educate the public.
And you know, Officer Buckley will be the first to admit that when he punches in, the crime rate goes down.
That's right.
Good old Officer Buckley.
One-man crime-fighting machine.
That's right. So we have here some cruisers. You've got a lot of new cruisers, it seems. Is that right? Or you redid some, like the
Yep.
school resource officer.
The truck is new, and that didn't come out of the budget. That came from a gift from Mrs. O'Brien.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And the car is an older cruiser, but we had repainted and dedicated it to the SRO, Phil Policy.
It looks nice.
Yeah, it
looks
looks
really nice. And it has such good air conditioning. The windows were fogged up a moment ago.
Yeah.
So how many years have you been? 5 years now?
Yeah, it was April 2014. This is the fifth year. I'm in my fourth year, but this is the fifth event.
I get you.
Yeah.
So you happy you did it, no doubt.
Oh no, it's a great celebration of the police and the community together, and a great time to educate people about what we do, and just to get together and have people know their offices.
And as far as the department itself, where do you see your most activity?
As far as
as far as what kind of crimes or investigations are you?
well, there's a lot of traffic offenses. We get our share of domestic arrests, a lot of mental health calls, but we've certainly made great strides in both areas because of our domestic advocate and as well as our mental health advocate. We've been able to divert a lot of cases where someone would normally be arrested, and we were able to come up with different solutions to get people treatment and help, and that certainly reduced the number of arrests, and that's been happening throughout the state.
And now, when you say your mental health advocate, is that someone in the department?
No, it's part of a regional group with Ashland. Sorry about the siren, by the way.
Oh no, that's great. That's great. Everybody loves that. Usually it's the fire department blowing up.
Yeah, you're right. So it's Holliston. Hey, buddy. Holliston, Hopkinton, Ashland, and Sherborne. And we share the advocate. We actually have two advocates now. And she takes turns going on patrols with different agencies. And she's available to respond. If she happens to be working in Sherborne, we could call her over if we get a major incident or an incident that is needed. So.
And this is new for policing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just one more thing that the police have been called to do.
Well, it's, police have been banging their head against the wall for years trying to figure out what to do with people with mental health, and the answer is obviously not just locking them up or just dropping them, Section 12 of them at the hospital. It's coming up with solutions, and there's follow-up too. We have monthly meetings where we go over all the people that we've worked with, and we just don't leave them at that point. We check on their status and make sure they're getting the proper help.
And so that's almost, as I was talking with a younger person not that many hours ago about the changes in society with the mental health. And I pointed out that there was a very large facility functioning in Westboro full of people that needed mental health help. Medfield, the same thing. Taunton, Worcester.
Yep.
There were, I think they called them mental hospitals.
Yes.
And they changed it to state hospitals. And they were everywhere. And now they're closed. And there are psychiatrists everywhere dishing out the magic potion, so to speak, and sometimes that just doesn't work.
No.
And the police have to make up for it. And now you're doing the follow-up
Yep.
that the hospital might have done.
Well, we work
years
together
ago.
with Milford Hospital, Framingham Hospital, and they're kind of part of the team approach.
What do you see for the future of policing?
It's ever changing. It's always, you need to be innovative and constantly changing with the changing times.
Are you using modern tools like surveillance, video surveillance?
Oh, absolutely. If there's a crime, that's one thing that wasn't always around when I was a young police officer started. Now almost every crime you're able to use videotape surveillance. You have a lot of people with those new systems at their homes that detect people at their front door.
How about on Main Street? Do you have many on Main?
I think most businesses have cameras.
I mean the police. Do the police have many on Main Street? Many surveillance cameras?
Oh, no.
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 Do you plan on it?
Yeah, well, we do bring in cameras for the marathon.
Right.
But we don't have any on Main Street at this time. We rely on the private businesses if we're looking for something.
Now, what do you think about this idea that everybody at birth gives up a swab? Because when I you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, for DNA purposes?
Yeah. Everybody at birth gives up a swab. That way, you won't hear police saying, "Gee, we have DNA, but we don't know whose it is." Mm-hmm. And then you would.
Yeah, well,
if everybody gave it up at birth.
The ACLU probably has something to say about that, though.
Well, let's talk to them next. Anyone here from the ACLU? No. See, they didn't show up, did they? No, I don't see them anywhere. I do see Smokey the Bear.
Yep.
And, the future of Hopkins policing is going to be, it's changed so much in the 4 years that you've been here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I look forward to seeing the next 4 years.
Oh, great.
Thanks,
I
Chief.
hope to be here.
Why not, right?
Thanks.
All right, thanks.
If you're still tied up, I can take that. Thank you. What are the owner assessment on that third?
Now what she's doing is she's putting her nose as close to the source as she can, and then she's getting rewarded on it.